Good evening, guys. Hey, just wanted to shoot a quick video out describing a little bit of what is going on and why this election is being contested. I've been getting flooded with phone calls, messages, emails from people asking, what's going on? Is it over? And guys, let me just tell you, first off, it is far from over. This is going to be going on for weeks in different lawsuits that are going to be going on, but no different than elections for the last 200-something years. Going all the way back to Thomas Jefferson, John Quincy Adams and Andrew Jackson. When you looked at that election and how it ended up getting decided by the House of Representatives. And at every level throughout history, elections have been contested. So I'm amazed at the way the media is making it look like, shock of all shocks, Trump is contesting this election. Well, he's contesting it for several reasons that I'll be doing a series of. I just want to talk on one aspect right now, and then keep following my page, and I'll go through several different parts of why this election is being contested. But the most important reason is a principle called dual control. I used to work in banking years ago, and any time that you had anyone with access to large amounts of money, whether it was in the vault, whether it was in an ATM machine, we always had what we call dual control, which meant you had to have two people present at all times. If we received money from the Fed, before we put that money into our vault, we had to have two people verify and count that money to verify that was the correct amount was received and the correct amount going in the vault. And every morning we would have two people verify the ATM cash. And you always had to have two people together. Why? You just didn't want to take the temptation. Now, that's not saying all bank employees are bad, but there is unfortunately a very small percentage of unethical people that, if given an opportunity, will take that opportunity to take some of that cash. And that did happen at several banks that I worked at. Not with me, but I saw it happen with people. Well, the same way with the post office. The overwhelming majority of postal workers are phenomenal postal workers. But you've got to remove the temptation. You don't put millions and millions and millions of ballots into the postal system where one individual has access. Because all it takes is a person who has a different political persuasion, and they can miraculously lose different ballots. And then, more importantly, the dual control in the counting aspect. Because when you vote, there's always two people. There's a Republican and a Democrat observer at every polling site to make sure that nothing's going on. The challenge is going on is right now we don't have that same dual control where the ballots are being counted, which is an even more important aspect than the voting itself. And so we have tens of thousands, and in some cases hundreds of thousands of ballots in rooms where only one party is present. Guys, that is just highly unethical and highly rare. In the state of Michigan, when you saw, we've got videos where the Republicans were literally kicked out of the counting room. And then they even went so far as to put up boards covering the windows so you couldn't even see in. And this has happened all around the country, where in Philadelphia, Trump got a court order forcing the Republicans to be allowed to observe. And even when they presented that court order, they still wouldn't allow them in the room to observe the process. Now, guys, I sure hope that they're saving all the trash, all the dumpsters, everything, because that is all evidence that is going to be needed. We need to know what went on behind those closed doors when the Republicans were not allowed to observe. I'm not saying something happened. I'm saying, how do we know if we didn't have someone in there witnessing? Sure looks awful suspicious. So I'm going to go through over the next couple of days. So if you can, please make sure that you like my page and feel free to share it and follow it. And I'll be giving more updates of where we stand with Trump Team 2020. And I will be talking to you later. Thanks, guys.